everybody. Welcome to Sports Grind Season 2, Episode 12. My name is Tyler Orgo.
And I'm Mickey Perella.
And today we have a lot to talk about, including the MLB, which we're going to be talking about the awards that were given out, including Cy Young, MVP, and all that. So, we'll also be talking about NFL Week 8 and Week 9, which started last night. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting off with the MLB 2020 awards, which was November 2nd. Manager of the Year, which was Kevin Cash and Dave Roberts. Now, that wasn't shocking. Both went to the World Series.
Definitely. Both teams, went to the World Series, and they were the manager for both of them. Both of them are deserving of the award.
I definitely see Kevin Cash not getting more of the, award than Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts, 100%. I mean, they really came back in the series, especially against the Braves. We thought that was going to be over for the Braves right there. I mean, for the Dodgers, but it was the Dodgers that came on top of the Braves, and Dave Roberts did really well. Kevin Cash, after that thing that made him lose the World Series, taking out Snell, I don't know. I feel like Dave Roberts deserved more of that. So, Rookie of the Year also goes to Randy Arozarena and Luis Roberts. As we see, Arozarena, he was amazing. He literally never struck out. He barely struck out. We saw some strikeouts every now and then, obviously, but most of their points and runs and everything was from him. So he definitely deserves it.
You're absolutely right, Tyler. Randy Arozarena absolutely carried the Tampa Bay Rays offense throughout the entire postseason. He probably had the best offensive postseason ever. So he's well deserving of this award.
Yeah, he's also a rookie too. So.
He is.
And the rookies getting an award like that, and definitely making it to the World Series, their first run at it, is just amazing. So good job by Randy right there.
Yep.
Cy Young also goes to Shane Bieber and Trevor Bauer. As you see, a couple episodes back, you were talking about Shane Bieber and how he was doing amazing for the Indians, and he really was. So. Yeah,
Shane Bieber had a very good season. I mean, he led the league in wins, he led the American League in ERA. He was the best pitcher in the American League. The only question for these two guys, Bauer and Bieber, is can they continue it, because their success came in a 12-game span. Can they continue it next year in a 32 start span? We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if he's good now, why wouldn't he be good next year? Especially on the off season, getting more practice in. So. Definitely we'll be seeing more from Shane Bieber in the next season. Silver Slugger Award also goes out to Mike Trout and Freddie Freeman. I feel like Freddie Freeman deserved more of it. I know Mike Trout's a big hitter, but I gotta say Freddie Freeman because he was in the postseason and most of the home runs were from him and Acuna, obviously.
Definitely. But what made it even more impressive about Freddie Freeman was that he basically won the award from September on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was an absolute
We kind of knew it. We kind of knew who was going to win these awards, especially the Silver Slugger, because we saw Freddie Freeman play really well. Also, it wasn't even just hitting, it was also just his first baseman, his defense.
Definitely. Freddie Freeman's been an underrated player in the league for a long time now, and he's finally getting the credit he deserves.
I agree with you. Also, lastly, we have MVP, which is Mookie Betts and DJ LeMahieu. As you see, we've gotten a lot from DJ LeMahieu. Got a lot of, runs from DJ LeMahieu. We saw a lot from him. But I feel like Mookie Betts deserved it. Because we saw most of the Dodger highlights, you would see either Kershaw or Betts. Because Betts would be the one putting it on the board. We'd see him. He'd be stealing bases too. He could do all that, especially fielding.
Definitely. Mookie Betts and DJ LeMahieu both were the important players of their respective teams. The Yankees didn't go as far in the playoffs, but you know what? DJ LeMahieu led the entire league with a 364 batting average.
He definitely helped the Yankees out when they had injured players.
Definitely.
Also, we take you to the NFL Week 8, which was last Sunday. Vikings took a big win in Green Bay, winning 28-22. Packers losing at home is a big upset. And what does that mean for Packers fans? Like, losing at home to the Vikings originally was not doing that well. So, that was kind of crazy for the Packers actually lose to that. But they can come back. It's not going to be hard for the Packers. They lose every now and then, but they're still that good team to look out for.
Yeah, Packers are still a good team to look out for.
Another shocking win as the Bengals win 31-20 facing the Titans. Burrow and Bernard put on a show as they were the ones to put points on the board. What does this mean for the Bengals heading into Week 9, and will they keep this up? I mean, beating the Titans, that's big for the Bengals. They were that losing team that we would think, but taking that win from the Titans, especially taking like an 11-point lead from them, that's big.
It is big. You know who did it though? Joey Burrow. quarterback of the Bengals. That guy's a stud. Good job, Bengal fans. You guys have your franchise quarterback for years to come.
They've just got to keep that up, in my opinion.
They do.
Jets took a huge loss again, 35-9 against the Chiefs. The field was a playground for Mahomes. We saw, Mahomes, obviously we know he's one of the best quarterbacks right now in the NFL. Where he's putting on a huge show for Chief fans. But Jets, obviously they lost, so... They face the Patriots. Will they win? I still think the Patriots are going to win, but who knows? A lot of people are saying the Jets could possibly get their first win against the Patriots this Sunday. Who knows, though? I mean, Newton, he's off to a pretty bad start, as we thought he was going to be good.
Let's move on.
Colts head over to Detroit and pick up the W against the Lions, 41-21. Steelers also remain the only undefeated team in the NFL, as they beat the hard-knocking Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. 20-24. Close but not close enough. Steelers have a great chance at the Super Bowl still. Now, I definitely don't think they're going to be undefeated the whole season. I think them being undefeated this far is shocking. Normally the Steelers, we know them, they've been losing a couple seasons back, but now they're winning games. Roethlisberger, we thought he was old, but I guess he's not. But he's doing really well. I mean, beating Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, that really upset Lamar Jackson. You're a good team, but losing to the Steelers, it's really tough. I think the Ravens can definitely pick themselves back up.
Definitely.
What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that the Ravens just need to be better. I mean, Lamar Jackson needs to run the football more and stop throwing the ball. I think that the Steelers have been playing very, very well.
They have good strategy.
Big Ben.
They got big names.
Let me talk about Big Ben. This guy hasn't been given enough credit. I mean, he literally had his whole elbow reconstructed. Everyone's like, oh, he's 40 years old. Eli Manning retired. His whole draft
class is going
out. But look, his arm is fixed. Tommy John surgery helps fix arms. And now Big Ben is playing like he was a couple years ago. And that is definitely helping this stout defense with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a hack or a cheat for the Steelers for that. That ACL injury really did be good in the long run because it helped the Steelers in the future and helped Roethlisberger as a player. So, Dolphins are coming on top as they won yet again as they beat the Rams and they won 28-17. Tua, he's doing really well. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I think he's carrying the Dolphins right now.
He really is. Tua's been pretty good. I really think that the Dolphins are playing very well right now.
I think we're going to be seeing them win more games, in my opinion.
Definitely. Last thing about this game, Jared Goff was absolutely horrible. He's had one of the worst performances all season.
We expect better out of him.
He had 2 picks, 2 fumbles for loss. He was all over the place terrible. Just a bad game for Jared Goff.
But honestly, I think we both can agree on that he's carrying the team, as we know, because other than when you put Fitzgerald in there, terrible. But then now when you got Tua in there, it's what's happening. It's a miracle for the Dolphins. They're keeping their wins consistent.
Definitely.
Patriots also cannot hold on as they lost to the Bills, 24-21. As you know, the Bills are a great team. Stephon Diggs is the man to look at, and Newton, he's on a downfall. Newton, Patriot fans expected way more of him, and they're not getting what they wanted to. They have big names like Edelman and Newton, obviously, but they are not getting the wins that they want, and they're now, if they keep losing games like this upcoming Sunday, or maybe next Sunday, if they keep losing games like that, I definitely think the Patriots could be the worst team in the league, going with the Jets and the Cowboys.
Definitely. Cam Newton's been disappointing. Every week, Tom Brady's looking better on the Bucs, and Bill Belichick is looking worse on the Patriots.
Yeah. Maybe Bill Belichick misses Tom Brady, because Tom Brady right now is doing amazing for the Buccaneers. Good game in Cleveland as the Raiders beat the Browns, and the Raiders are 4-3 now, and they need to keep their wins consistent, and I could see the Raiders doing well in the future.
Definitely. The Raiders have been very good. Cleveland's been on and off, but you know what? I kind of like Cleveland this year.
Cleveland's doing a good team. Cleveland's doing having a good season. Close game as the Broncos had to hold the point to win 31-30. Chargers had it, I thought. Justin Herbert went off with 3 touchdowns.
Man, this kid's a stud. I mean, Herbert and Burrow.
He's the guy to look at.
Both of these guys are studs.
They're amazing to look at. I mean, the Broncos, they got the win.
Yeah, because a huge comeback. I mean, it was just crazy what they did in that game. Also, Drew Lock, really a guy that no one has been talking about because he's been inconsistent, but when he's on, he was on, and he delivered the win for Denver.
We'll be seeing a lot out of that. It's all about the Broncos and will they win next game. If they win next game, then they're going to be having a good future. But what if they lose? Then they could be back on their losing streaks because we have seen the Broncos lose some games.
Definitely.
Good game in Chicago as the Saints hold on and win 26-23. This game definitely got me nervous as a Saints fan. It definitely got a lot of people nervous because they were in overtime. And if it wasn't for Lutz, we would have lost the game. But Lutz is the guy.
Has ice in his veins, bro. He really does.
He's making every single field goal. Besides that one thing that he missed, but that was the wind. It was very windy that night, so I'm just going to blame the wind right there. Referees, they were really good. They were what you expect. So, Bears fans, I mean...
They need a better offensive line.
Yeah, but it's not going to define the team because the Bears have been looking pretty hot lately.
They have, but if they don't fix their offensive line, they're going to be losing games really, really quickly.
But I can see the offensive line though improving though.
I can see they're improving too, but they got to improve it.
Yeah.
Or else Nick Foles and the Bears are going to go right down the drain.
I think they will improve, but like without a doubt, they're definitely going to probably win this Sunday.
Is that a take? Are you gonna buzz that in?
Yeah.
All right, buzz it in.
So
the Bears' offensive line will improve. Tyler said
it will.
All right.
With a big exclamation point, will.
Yep.
Seahawks beat the 49ers 37-27 in Seattle. Cowboys also continued their losing streak as they lost 23-9 against the Eagles in Philadelphia. Cowboys, they're on a losing streak, and I don't think we're ever going to see them win a game anytime soon. So, I'd like to expect more out of them. Giants also came close, which was shocking as Jones did great in New York as they faced Tom Brady and the Bucs. The Bucs held on 25-23, but the Giants played pretty well. I mean, keeping the score close, that's what you got to do. Keeping your defense, strategical. You got to have your offensive line strategical. The Giants did that. They had strategy. They just could not hold on to get those last few points.
Definitely. The Giants played really well. The Bucs, you're 6-2 right now. And you're going to be adding AB84, Antonio Brown.
I don't think
he's going to be joining this team.
I don't think Antonio Brown should have been on the Bucs, but I mean,
he's going to help them.
Yeah, but Bucs have been doing pretty well. I mean, when you're already 6-2, I don't think you need him.
The question
I'm
is,
scared because the Saints are facing the Bucs, and I think Antonio Brown is going to be playing in that game. So
definitely
I'm pretty worried about
last thing about the Bucs before we move on. Is Antonio Brown going to ruin their chemistry or not? That's a good question we got to figure out.
I think it will be fine. I mean, Tom Brady, he gets along with a lot of players. I mean, when you're on the team. You got to build that chemistry. They're probably building chemistry right now as we speak.
They are.
So they're going to be looking good. I just hope the Saints can hold it this Sunday. NFL Week 9, which started last night, as we had the Packers that hammered the 49ers 34-17 in San Francisco. And honestly, the 49ers need to keep picking up their wins again. They've been losing constant games. This is your losing team that a lot of 49ers would like to see. Will they get another win again? When will it be? Will it be this Sunday or will it be the following Sunday? We never know because the 49ers, they win games and lose games, but they're mostly losing games. And we'd like to see more out of the 49ers.
Definitely, but I'm going to have to give a little bit of some 49ers some slack here. They're missing their three best players for the season.
Yeah.
No Jimmy Garoppolo, nor George Kittle, and no Nick Bosa. Those are their three best players, and they're not even going to be here for the rest of the season.
We did see the 49ers enter the Super Bowl. So
they did, but they had those three best players. They can't compete with that high division with Arizona and Seattle and Los Angeles. San Francisco can't compete with those teams because their best players are not even there.
Yeah, and I also saw that Washington State, as they didn't play this past week, but they will. I mean, it's just like Washington State. I mean, when maybe they can come back, because you never know, the 49ers could possibly win more games. And
they can win
going
some
with
games.
Washington State as well. We could be expecting more, except they just need to build chemistry with the people that are their backups.
Yeah.
Their backups have no idea what it's like to play with these big names.
Definitely. It isn't probable that they'll make the playoffs, but who knows? It's 2020. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. You're right. So that wraps it up for today. I'm Tyler Wargo.
And I'm Mickey Perella.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Sports Grind Season 2, Episode 12, and yeah.